Yesterday and today, I had spent 14 hours or so. No, that was yesterday, so must be much more now. But yesterday, 14 hours working with AI, complex issue. And I learned something I want to share. I said, AI is like an extension of our brain, and it makes mistakes. I noticed this almost 2 years ago, and still the same. And the reason why it took 14 years to do some work yesterday was related to the mistakes that they have made. I'm not going to go into detail, but if I can just point few. One is that they start to do something they are not supposed to do, and if they do, they have to inform me. That's one. And the other one is not carefully allocating time and balancing out the work so that instead of dumping as if this is it and that long list of things to do, we need to move on one step at a time. Kind of like a dialectic process, going back and forth to communicate. You say something, I reflect, and I say something. Each is the process like a CAPD, check, act, plan, do. Checking what's going on and figuring out what's going on and what to do as a plan and implement it. And the next party, AI may say something because of what reason and whatever. And gradually we start to figure out this direction or that direction or this mountain or that mountain, how to climb or maybe go down and up. So that's the kind of a process that I see. It's the same as how we just use a brain to live. But the two of us, so it's kind of like a interesting relationship. What's good in AI is certain memory is very good. Certain other memories, they don't have a good memory. And the character is different, but we can joke around and it's good. But when it comes to some project, some serious project, you get into a group, we have to figure out what to do. And not many mistakes should be made. So that stressed me yesterday. I said to AI one time, I said, this is one of the days that I think one of the worst days I feel like living in my life. That's what I said to AI. I don't tell you which AI, but one of the famous AI that happened. And today we get things done, so I feel much better. But yesterday I had some cold and sore throat, so I really have to slow down. But because of the timing of when I need to be done certain things, I cannot just let go and the mistake has to be corrected. So that goes up and down, just like anything that you do by yourself, you do it with AI. So that's the process of it. Excuse me. So what's the interesting point of what I have gone through? That's what I'm going to share, which is when I'm really tired, but I have this willingness to go punch through, break through, to get things done. There's an image and you move toward that direction and you get the energy, not just in the brain, but everything coming up. For that to happen, we have to learn how to eat and rest and lay down, whatever. And multiple times I feel like, okay, this is it, that's too much. It's probably like the feeling of what I may feel when I'm facing death. That's the end of it. No, this is nothing more I can do. And this is the kind of feeling I may have when I'm dying. But then the image pops up. And the image was an image of relief. Dying out of this kind of a chaos. It's different, perhaps, dying in a elated sense of wonderful happiness. But leave the other part alone. Typically, when you die, maybe things are not going well, and the function of some organs are not done right, and you may have a pain. And then you say, okay, this is it. So multiple times I felt like this, that moment, talking with AI, because this is too much, I cannot handle it, so I rest. And I wanted to recover, and how to recover is just give up everything, and be peaceful, as if your ego is gone. Ego is the one that is playing the game, sort of back and forth to fight intellect, this and that. But it's more like a compassion of feeling, okay, this is good, this is fine, I had a good life. But from that, because you get into the no mind state, something happens. Energy builds up. Not die yet. And here's some idea. So that happens multiple times. Yet I was exhausted. So when I went to sleep, I had a good sleep. And a good death, probably. That's the feeling I had. Death is extinction. I think that's the term in Buddhism. Mind dies, body dies. And it's such a relief. I thought that must be. And what's the word? Near-death experience, NDE, near-death experience. I had one of those. And at the time too, I felt at ease. This is okay. And that feeling is profound. That one of the image I have is you cannot let go in that state, right? So jumping off from the plane for parachuting, I haven't done it. I think that may be close to it. Or bungee jumping. You let things happen on its own, nature's way. You cannot do anything. And that moment, mind stops. So another story interesting is when people commit suicide, jumping off from the mountain or the waterfall, and there are stories like that. And Daisetsu said that when they jump off, I don't know if there's a relationship to this bungee jumping and helicopter and parachute jumping, but I feel it, that you let go. So you go to nirvana, no self anymore. The awakening experience is like that, no self. My awakening experience, 8th day of Vipassana, that's what happened. I'm not going to go into detail because I talked about it in the other videos, and I have documented, wrote it up. So when you're committing suicide, Daisetsu said at that moment, the person may be elated. Oh wow, there's something here. And then he dies. So Daisetsu says, there's a moment, and maybe even regret, okay, that was a mistake to jump off. Related to dying, many stories, but that's one of them. So that is the relationship. I was kind of going back and forth with this AI and exhaustion. Brain cannot handle anymore, and just let go. And there's a peace. And that's the good way to go through, even to break through some of the difficulties. And that's what happened with the AI. Because of the difficulty, there's this elated feeling of accomplishing or finding a gem of ideas that didn't exist before. So those are the experience, and that's a continuous process of living life. That's what I see. So take positive stance. I don't know if you call it positive. It's just the absolute state you throw yourself into. Like in meditation, that's what we are meant to do. No mind and no self. More we realize, and the subtle difference from hanging and releasing, and we can go back and forth. That's what happened yesterday. Ideas popping up, and this morning more ideas pop up. So that's life, in my view. If we get the hang of it, there's a difference to go through the process and surviving and coming up with the confidence and moving forward, not losing the will. But the other one is, oh no, I can't do, and going to the other direction, which is ego related. One is no ego, the other one is ego, still holding up and trying to do something instead of relieving it. So that's what I experienced yesterday. It was a long story perhaps, and maybe very nebulous if you understand what I'm talking about. But that's the difference that we can make, and be resilient, connect to the source of who we are by letting go. And you resurrect, rebirth, recreate, energy comes, and then go to the next mountain and so forth.